Coming up on Beef Boys.
Well, James, have you considered that maybe they didn't pass the physical? So,
because they're fat.
Maybe they didn't want to because they're scared.
No fatties in the army.
So when, this is right after 9/11, right? This is like
a great
immediately after
to
9/11.
any story. I trusted the United States Postal Service,
and they let me down.
But if you were
No, so if you remember the Island Boys, they now have an OnlyFans where they have incestual twin sex with each other. In case you're, I knew Andrew didn't know, and I was waiting for his reaction.
Yeah.
No, that is not a meme. That is 100% real.
Yeah.
I saw a video of them making out with each other the other day, and it brought my stomach to like vomit.
Extremely homophobic.
That's what I'd heard.
I don't know.
That's what I'd heard.
You know what, Andrew? Everybody has a chance to perform. Okay, anyone can change. I don't know why you're.
If you don't think people can get better, then why do we even care what anyone does?
Yeah. I mean, Island Boys, perfect example. They're willing to kiss each other, all right? And they're related, and they're willing to fucking kiss each other's necks and grab each other's
I just don't know.
You probably didn't like gay people at one point.
Step. It's probably, but I didn't.
And you didn't kiss any men.
Incest.
Yeah, but you didn't kiss any men to make up for it.
Actually, no, I have.
Oh, me. I forgot about that. Well, besides,
it wasn't incest.
And we are related.
Yeah.
Wait, no, it was incest.
Yeah.
Wait, okay. Me and Andrew can't have any. We have to recluse our whatever that we have to take. We have to step back from this conversation. Yeah. Never mind.
Island Boys.
So what do you, Doplex and Kudos? What do you guys think about incest?
I think it's chill if it's between two consenting.
I knew these two brothers. These two twin brothers who were like they kind of reminded me of the Island Boys, not just like specifically like. They would just joke about being gay with each other, and I remember I went over to their house, and like they were giving me, we were legitimately,
they're giving me top.
They were giving me top, and they were singing about an island.
And boys.
What Island Boys?
I remember them giving me a tour of their house, and they had beds next to each other, and they both get on each other's beds. And they like hold hands, and then they're like, "Yeah, when we lie here, we just look at each other and check off and hold hands."
What?
Yeah, but
they were Doplex. You're making this.
I'm not making this up.
Stopping this.
No, they were.
I'm
they were joking.
The nonsense.
No, it was a total joke. But I never forgot it because of how disturbing that joke was.
Crazy.
Yeah,
and their names.
Okay. I gotta be honest though, that's a funny joke.
That is a
as
funny
twins
joke.
Pull off on somebody.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a very funny joke.
Yeah, like,
and their names.
Never forgot. What are that?
Or whatever the Island Boys' names are. I don't know what they're.
Yeah, what are their names?
Bilaglio and Fluby.
Flubis.
He looks Flubis. He looks like a Flubis.
No, their names are Itchy and Scratchy.
Yo, Simpsons reference.
Yo, their last name got the N-word in it, but their names are Frankie and Alex.
Island Boys' real names.
What do you reckon like Christmas is going to be like for them this year?
Frankie and Alex.
Island Boys.
Have we talked about how it's funny that every time people get mad at like the US Army now, like the weird conservative backlash towards the like inclusivity of it, where they're like, here's the Chinese army, and it'll be like rows of them marching at some military parade, and it's like, and look at our army, and it's just like a selfie of a bunch of them having a good time, but just some of them are brown and women.
It's just a group of people existing.
Half of them are just they're just normal
and a couple
photos.
of them happen to be minorities.
Yeah, it's not like they're in fucking pronoun class or blue hair or anything. They're just like a normal group of people in fucking camo. It's so weird.
Why don't they join the army then if they want to make it so good or whatever?
Well, James, have you considered that maybe they didn't pass the physical? So
because they're fat.
Maybe they didn't want to because they're scared.
No fatties in the army.
We've talked a lot about like the goofy things the US Army's like looked into, like fucking trying to see if psychics are real and, you know, mental warfare and all that shit. Do you reckon there was ever a point where they were like, what if we had obese? can obese soldiers be like trebucheted over walls and bounce and
Did
like
you say beast soldiers?
obese?
Obese.
Can Mr. Beast can Mr. Beast
soldier.
be weaponized?
And Mr. Beast, get the Mr. Beast soldiers.
Village.
I mistook a civilian hospital as an ISIS stronghold.
I replaced all the blanks in the training MG40s with live rounds without telling anybody.
Real reactions.
I like the idea that the army people, like people in the army, still shoot each other with blades.
Well, don't they, you know,
Like
you ever see
paintball.
movies where they do that shit where it's like they have like fucking trenches dug with like barbed wire and you have to like crawl
Yeah,
under
yeah.
it and they shoot like blanks and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what if you put real bullets in those?
Yeah. Turn them into Swiss cheese.
What if they put really heavy bullets so they keep falling on them and kind of just
How
flop?
come
They
that's
just
not a
flop
thing?
out of the guns.
Yeah. No,
I
there's
remember-
liquid.
I saw a clip of
Ice
a movie for
bullets.
like that, but they were like using real bullets and like one guy got scared and like stood up and got killed in the head by a bullet and died.
Oh, dude, I was just thinking about
Right,
that
but-
scene, isn't it? I saw it on YouTube
I
as
saw
well.
it on
I think it's
YouTube and
Jarhead.
yeah, I think it is Jarhead. The comments were like, dude, this is such a bad portrayal of the military. Like there's no way they use real bullets. I've done literally this before. It's blanks. And I was like, yeah, Captain America also doesn't have a frisbee shield that comes back. He also isn't. Captain America isn't real, and if he was, he wouldn't have a shield that came back to him like a frisbee made of 400 pounds of fucking asteroid metal, bro.
juice.
Fucking movies aren't all real. I feel like this is the least bit of stretch you could put into a movie about
Yeah.
war.
I hate that kind of content because some of it's interesting. Like, I think we've talked about this. Some of it is like, you know, such and such expert talks about.
Oh yeah, me and him have been on a
Yeah.
a binge of that lately.
Like the
because
sword fighting of Lord of the Rings, and some of it's cool and interesting because you get to hear some insight into how they, you know, like
Yeah.
might have done it
How
or
it
how
works,
it
yeah.
would. But some of it's just like animal expert reacts to Jurassic Park. Well, I don't care. I just want to see people get eaten.
I'll bet for it. In
Shut
that
up,
it's a
nerd.
fun.
Yeah.
It can be a fun vehicle to like. It's exposit information you
Yeah.
wouldn't normally like. I'm not going to look up dinosaur facts, but dinosaur facts in
Dinosaur
relation
facts.
to Jurassic Park, yeah, maybe I will watch that. But I
Yeah.
don't like the ones. There are some of those people, those experts, they get on where they're like almost offended by it. Because most of them are pretty good. Most of them are like, yeah, I get for a movie, I get why they did this, but here's how it actually
Yeah.
works. It's like, okay, I fuck with you, you're cool. But then someone like, this is
This is so wrong.
It's like, bro, fuck you.
Fucking, I know I think we've
explodes.
talked about this before, and I was in the minority, but I fucking hate those ones that's like Jewel Thief tells you about how he fucking stole 14
Snitching
children and
on
held them
himself. Yeah.
ransom for Tiffany chandelier or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm sure that's definitely interesting in hearing about all these dudes that went to prison and how they smuggled drugs in their ass and they're like billionaires now when they got it. Like, that's super interesting, but it's like also, okay, after they tell that story, can we put them in prison? Why,
Yeah,
like, why
What's
do they
the
get to go on
fucking-
YouTube and be the cool guy to all the like Andrew Tate red pill guys and be like,
Yeah.
so I mean, I did my time,
the
but I'm
statute
still a
of
billionaire, and
limitations?
they're gonna make Martin Scorsese is gonna make a movie about me. So and it's like, okay, can we put him back
your
though?
royalties.
Why is this guy out?
Can we send
He's
him back?
admitting to
Can I
murdering
send that back?
children. Like, what? That's not that cool.
Did you?
Yeah.
No, well, that's the thing. Those ones I don't like. There are some who like did do like they were thieves and they
Come
did their
expert
time,
reviews
and now,
porn.
and now they're chill. But I'm always surprised at the ones
even
that are
then-
like, oh, X. But people should be allowed to get reformed. And,
No, but they're
come
like
out
so
and-
hyped about it.
No, not the ones I've seen. They're usually just like, look,
The
this is how it
British
happened.
dude who's like the fucking like biggest thief in the history of the UK. I've seen that one. I think we talked
Oh,
about
yeah,
that
I know
before.
what
He's
you're
like,
I've
talking
seen
he's
that
like
one
so
too.
far up his own ass, and it's like you didn't have any skills except stealing from people. That's not. Why is that cool?
I actually almost did a video on
Did
that
you see
guy.
that clip of there was like two, because I think there's two guys that do it. It's like both of them are famous for having been like in the mob. They were a boss. There's this clip going around
were
of
a
the two of
boss.
them. I guess they were
fighting?
talking to each other.
Yeah.
And they legitimately get into, one of them's like, hey man, like you don't do nearly as much as me, you fucking liar. And the other guy's like, shut the fuck up, Tommy. Like, you know goddamn well that I did. And they're arguing about who was the bigger piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
But
funny.
that's why, because they're
Die.
all like that. It's like everyone loves the Wolf of Wall Street guy now, and it's like that movie is about a guy who stole billions of dollars from like your parents
He's a
and their
bad
friends
man.
and shit.
Yeah.
Like it's from a
Bad
guy
man.
who
Yeah, that
ruined
guy
the lives
sucks.
of families, and now
Yeah.
he's like a TikTok icon. Why? The movie was good.
It was
He's
a
just
good
on
movie.
TikTok like,
Ice cream so good. Yes. Gang, gang.
So I might not be coming to Dallas because I may have been scammed by
What the fuck?
Indian scammers on TikTok.
What?
Party every day.
No. I'm
No,
gonna
that's-
kill somebody.
That is, I will definitely be there one way or another. But I may have
Wait,
also
what
been
happened?
scammed out
Okay,
of
thank
$2.5
God.
grand.
what happened?
Jesus.
So I bought tickets to visit my dear friends, the Beef Boys. These three amigos. In
That's
front of me.
us.
My name's Charmander.
And I booked it through a website.
See
I
a cool
booked, like,
trap.
it was some website that like
Travago.
I've used it a whole bunch, so I'm like, I know it's a good website. It's always found me the best deals. So I found one that was direct to Dallas. I was like, cool, I'm with it. It was like $500 cheaper than the other one I was looking at, and it was on like a whole
Sketchyflights.com.
yeah, dodgy flights. Don't book with us flights.com.
Dot scam.
But it was on like I guess
Seems
all
legitimate.
these like travel agents just get given these offers. I guess I don't know how it works, but this offer was on like 10 different websites, so like you could pick from any of them, and I was like, fuck it, just whatever, the top one, that's fine. And I'm usually so good at like double checking this shit. Like if it seems a bit sketchier, it's not like the normal website I used to book. I usually like check it on Google and do this stuff. I just didn't. I think because I was a bit sick and I've been putting it off doing it for ages. I was like, no, I'm just gonna fucking do it. I'm not gonna piss around. I'm not gonna, because if I start doing that, then I'll get distracted and I'll, so I was like, no, I'm just gonna do it. So I did it. And I got an email being like, cool, so your tickets are going to arrive in half an hour.
You've
and I was
been
like, all right,
scammed.
sweet. It all looks legit, and it is out of Australia as far as I can tell. But I booked those tickets last Wednesday, and they have still not arrived.
Fuck.
Oh,
So
oh dear.
what happened was they sent me a thing saying your e-ticket will arrive in half an hour, and then like an hour and a half later it still didn't come. I was like, that's not cool. I don't
Yeah.
like this. So I emailed them, which they have still not gotten back to me about either. And then I started looking into the website more and like looking it up on Google, like the Google reviews and shit. Their website, first of all, has a bunch of spelling mistakes on it, which really instills confidence. And I
Yeah.
think it's primarily a travel agency to help like Indian people go to India, but I guess they just get flights to everywhere. So okay, I'm like, all right, well,
I didn't know that
sure,
was a
Indian
thing.
people need to go to America
Dallas,
too.
India.
That's chill.
Kudos just emails them and he's just like,
Well, that is the next part, but we'll get to that in a second.
oh, okay. All right.
In fact, we'll get to that right now. How about that? Just a treat for
Okay.
you, Doplex. So
Thanks,
all
Dad.
the comments, all the reviews are like, it's got like a 3.5, which is like, oh, that's not good.
Yeah.
all
You're looking
the-
for a
all-
3.6.
Yeah, exactly. Anything above that. All the 5-star reviews are from people with Indian names that have only done one review. But then there was all the like 1-star reviews were people like people of all races and creeds are getting fucked by these people, it seems. But the key issue was everyone who calls up saying, hit us the soundbite again, Doplex. Not you, James. That was how I felt after
Uncle
I,
Magic's trying to get a refund.
What if
Yeah.
what if you tried to get a refund and like the return email for the travel agent that got the deal was like Tony the Jewel Thief at gmail.com. You're like, oh shit.
It's like Tony Duds.
Yeah, Tony the Jewel Thief.
I'd be like, well, I'm glad he's
I'm glad I'm glad he reformed and now he's a
He's
travel
found-
agent.
Yeah, he's found a new career. I can respect
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
All
Doing
the
interviews
reviews,
on
all the
Kite.
negative reviews were just like, if you need to get your money back for any reason, like if you need to cancel your flights, like good fucking luck. Like you'll have to email
Oh.
them like 50 times, call them up a dozen times.
Yeah.
They'll string you along for months, and then you'll get back like half of it. So very cool. Really reassuring on that part. But it like
That's
I think
epic.
it is a real travel agent. Like there were people like, yeah, I did get my tickets, but there was this issue or there was this other issue. So that it is real. They
They're
are just like,
just
just a
really,
gamble.
really, really bad at their job, but they are a real travel agent.
that's the thing. It's either like they're maliciously bad trying to scam people out, like not scam,
No,
but like they're just
Yeah. They're just
It's either
severely
incompetence-
incompetent.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. It's either incompetence or it's like, oh, maybe if we waste their time enough, they'll give up trying to get a refund and we can keep the money. It's I don't know if it's malicious or just like
I like to
incompetent,
imagine
but
it's a
somewhere
guy
in the middle, probably.
trying his heart out. He's like the fourth. He's like the fifth child, the youngest child. Everyone in his family are doctors and surgeons and cricket players and shit. Like they're all fucking famous millionaires. And then it's just this fucking Patrick Patel O'Neill trying to fucking trying his heart out, trying to be a travel agent. But every time he gets a new order, it's just a complete crapshoot on whether if he understands the fucking where he's meant to book the ticket.
Yeah, the airplane machine is broken.
He's got that like neurodivergent like 14-year-old fucking shit where he can't. He sees an email and he gets a panic attack.
I'm too shy to tell him I can't.
My name's Patrick.
I want to see a new Shrek. He just prints out your tickets and shreds them.
My name's Charmander.
Welcome to India.
What if he accidentally booked you like an itinerary to like go to one of those YouTube channels where they like build a palace out of dirt and shovels or whatever the fuck? That'd be a pretty cool vacation.
That would be
My Empire of Dirt.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen those channels? Apparently they're all fake. There's like a guy that looks. Yeah, there's like a guy. Not to just quickly. It was just this. There's a guy that looked at all those and he like used Google Images and like dates and all this shit and like satellite imagery to like figure out that like all of them bring in like giant excavators and they do all the work and then they just like dig random holes and like do a lot of the in-between work, but they don't actually do like 80% of the labor, and it's just like
interesting
vehicles and shit.
I saw that same exact video, and it was fascinating.
Yeah.
I think the very first one that popped off, I believe that's real. Like I think everybody's been like, yeah, no, the original guys that do it are like completely legitimately, and then everybody else was like, oh
yeah, there's like dozens of those
that, but
fucking
not
channels.
actually do that and make a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I don't really give it like it's
it was just a fun fact.
But it is funny that it's funny that it was also funny because they all ripped off Primitive Technologies because he just like stopped uploading for like 2 years and then they've like filled his niche and they're like, what if we did Primitive Technologies but a palace in the dirt?
And it's also funny because Kudos will be in their next video.
Exactly, yeah.
Because he'll be trapped in Dallas, India. Yeah.
So anyway, long foreskin short, I called up my bank the same day just to be like, hey, I think I've been scammed. They were like, did you contact them? I was like, yeah, I did, because I did actually, and they haven't got back to me. And I also checked on Google, and there's a lot of people saying they're a scam. And so I will see. The money did go. They were like, if the money goes through, then we'll have to get in touch with you again, but we should be able to fix it. And the money did end up going through, so I'm still just waiting to hear back from them. But I don't know. Here's the other thing. Like I said, the main issue was that if you need a refund, you're fucked. The second issue, which is the one that actually scares me, because again, it does seem like it's real and they will eventually give me my tickets. But there was one person who was like, oh, I showed up to the airport and it turns out my flight had been like rescheduled or something because of overbooking. And they just didn't tell me. So like, because I guess now that they're like the liaison between you and the airline, like you're not getting direct emails from the airline anymore.
Yeah,
they are. And again, they're just so shit at communication that like they just won't tell you if something's fucked up or changed. So just have to pray my flight to America doesn't get cooked. So that's what I'm dealing with right now. But Chad, very kindly, friend of the show, Chad Cole one, did say if things get fucked, he's got like shitloads of like rewards points that he's like, I could just get you. So
legend.
I'm sending the boys one way or another. And at this point,
Thank you for sending our boy to us.
Yeah. At this stage, it's more just like the principle. Like I don't want these fucking idiots to get my money. They really don't deserve it.
Yeah.
I also got scammed.
Out of some good pussy. Give me my fucking pussy back.
I don't know if I've actually been scammed, but basically it all started when Microsoft met Activision and they had me, a gamer. But
came out of Activision's pussy.
So Activision owns Call of Duty. Microsoft is trying to buy Activision. Sony is like, no! But then Sony lost because the judge couldn't understand no in Japanese, so they didn't count. So now Microsoft is fixing all the old Call of Duty servers on Xbox so that you could play like old games because they were always like really hacked and shitty. So now all my like hometown friends are all playing Call of Duty. but I don't have an Xbox. So I went on eBay and I bought an Xbox. Now here comes the scam. Okay. So I bought the Xbox and it was from like this nice guy. He was actually selling an Xbox Series X and an Xbox Series S and 2 controllers, a year of Game Pass Ultimate, and a headset for like $500, which is the cost of like one Xbox Series X. That surprisingly, so I thought, so you would think that, but I just played you because wrong. That part was real. It was just this really nice guy who was like, I bought my son and his computer. He doesn't want any of this anymore. So
Hold on.
Wait, no, I bought my son. Wait,
Do you want to fix that one?
I bought Activision and they bought my son. Wait. I bought.
Courtney, can you correct that in post? Can you swap out the son computer, but it sounds real choppy.
Yeah,
my son a computer.
Well, yeah. So he bought his computer. Wait, no, he bought his son. He bought his son a computer, so he didn't need all that shit. So he was just selling it like on the low, I guess. And I was just lucky enough to like stumble upon it. And then one of my best friend's little brothers wanted an Xbox, so I was just gonna like give them the Series S for like $100 and the cost of shipping. So I was really hyped, and I bought it like a week ago or like a week and a half ago, and the guy shipped it like within 2 hours of me buying it, and he messaged me and he was like, "Yo, I hope you enjoy this. Like, it's really cool. Like, in case you don't know, the Game Pass is like there's a code on the back of the Xbox you can use for the Game Pass and all this shit." I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." It shipped from New Jersey to in a day. And it was like expedited shipping. It was like the shipping was like fucking $90. And it's like,
Jesus.
Yeah, it's like really expensive shipping for some reason. But I mean, it makes up for the really good deal. And then it was stuck in the United States Postal Service distribution center. Yeah. In my city since then. So it's been in the distribution center.
Purgatory,
it's been in the distribution center for like 9 days. And every day I just get a new message at like midnight that says in transit, arriving late. And I went on like a USPS subreddit, and the entire subreddit for the last 10 years, there was not a post outside of memes about the phrase in transit, arriving late. And I was like, oh no. And this is like the thing that happens when your packages get stolen or some shit. So
stolen or they get lost. Like they'll like fucking fall into a hole somewhere.
Yeah, well, it's been
just evaporate.
It said there, like the whole tracking is like dropped off at post office, sent to New Jersey distribution center, sent in transit, arrived at my local distribution center, and then it just keeps bouncing back and forth between left distribution center, coming back to distribution center, in transit late, and it's all this shit. And then I've like sent in tickets with USPS. I've put in like a tracking on the fucking thing. I put in a lost mail search on the thing, and like I'm calling the United States Postal Service 1-800 number. Government. I'm literally calling the government, a government branch of the United States. I love Indian people. I have lots of Indian friends. I'm calling a branch of the United States of the United States government, the United States Postal Service, headed by the United States Postmaster General. And I get an Indian person from Bangladesh on the fucking phone. How are they supposed to help me when they don't know what America is? Like they're not part of the government. How are they gonna? This lady tries to help me the best she can, but it's literally just like, okay, I'll call you back in 3 days if I find it or something. It's like, how are you going to find it? It's 8,000 miles away. How are you going to find it?
She personally flies there.
Yeah. Go see their warehouse.
And then I call the distribution center because that shit's not open to the public. If it like makes it to a post office and gets lost, you can like show up and ask for them to like search for it and just pick it up. But if it's in a distribution center, that like if you go there, they like kill you or something. I don't fucking know. But
nice.
I called the phone number, and I called the phone number on Google for the distribution center, and it's literally, it rings 3 times. It goes to a voicemail, and the voicemail is like a decrepit old lady giving you 3 different ways off 3 different highways to get to the post office. And then nothing else. It just hangs up. You can't leave a voicemail or anything. So she's just giving like direction to truckers on how to arrive there. And then I went on the Google reviews, and this is when I got really scared because all the Google reviews there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them, and it's like, this is the worst. I've lived all over the country. This is the worst distribution center in the entire country. Everything that ever gets sent here, someone fucking... it either never arrives or it literally arrives opened with like notes on the inside saying, haha, fuck you, I stole your shit. I swear to God, people posted pictures of like their teared up packages showing up that literally say like, I stole this,
Jesus.
sorry.
It's like plugging a post office in Mordor.
This is a government. This is a government facility.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean?
The U.S. Postal Service is one of the jankiest government arms I think that exists.
It used to
I don't
be
think
fire,
there's a weirder one.
but Trump appointed this guy, fucking Postmaster General DeJoy, in like 2018.
He appointed a monkey.
They both like openly said we hate the USPS, so they're bad for like big business because UPS and FedEx.
About that.
So they've just gutted it since then. So like it just sucks now. Like it's just nothing fucking works, which is really frustrating.
Cool.
But so now it's gone and no one picks up the messages there, and all of the reviews are either complaining that all of their shit has been stolen for the last like 10 years that they've lived in this city, or it's all about like, who the fuck is this fat old bitch telling me how to get there on the fucking voicemail? I want to talk to a representative, not this stupid whore. And it's like, bro, it's a recording. That's not. She probably retired or died 5 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, she's not reading your
They have a
reviews.
plaque of her there.
Yeah.
She is not going to read your reviews.
She recorded it in her fucking hospice.
Yeah, it was her
Listen
last
close so
words.
you can hear the heart monitor in the background.
And the only
Left on Jefferson.
oh, we lost her. It just fucking hangs
It
up.
plays the whole thing. You're in the fucking defib units.
Was that good?
Make a U-turn.
Yeah. We got her back. And then you make a left off I-89. She dies again.
Watch out, the's always potholes on that.
Wait, hold on.
Also, I'm gonna
let's-
steal your package, you stupid bitch.
This is the randomizer to determine the fate of your package.
Yeah.
Here's what
Okay.
happened to James's
Here's what
package
will
when
happen.
it arrived at the depot.
Yeah.
I'm at Burger King with my Burger
It's at
Queen.
Burger King.
Can I get a
large fry?
I do live right near a Burger King. Maybe they dropped it off there by
Yeah,
accident.
maybe
I
they
should go
did.
check it. Did you guys get a PS5 package recently?
Can I have it?
I'm looking for it.
The guy sitting there back in the back playing Xbox. No.
No.
You go to the
He's
Burger
like inputting the free Microsoft package
Yeah,
for
he's playing 2K.
2K.
Two
I was hoping the randomizer did the one where it just goes bloop at the end, because then
It just
it would
went-
be got. That's basically what happened to my package.
It'd be in the ocean.
But now the guy who sold it to me is like freaking out, and he's like, I've put a trace on it too. Like I'm calling them all, because like obviously I don't want to, but in the end of the day, I just have to like, say that it didn't arrive, and then I get my money back. But then he'll probably get nothing
loses
back.
an item.
Yeah, and he's been so nice,
Yeah.
so obviously I don't want to do that. So I'm just for both of our sakes, I'm hoping it shows up, because I don't want him to just lose out on $600
Well,
and me lose
I'm
out
sure
on
he-
fucking two
Yeah.
Xboxes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he probably insured it, because I know you can insure packages through
Yeah.
USPS.
But $99, you'd hope
I
so.
was trying to figure out if I was supposed to do that, because I couldn't find a way for me to do it, because I wanted to, because I was not expecting, but like shit like this happened. So,
Yeah.
but so hopefully he
Yeah.
did if the shipping cost $95.
I feel like you'd have to be pretty dumb to not do that. But imagine if he didn't. He's like, man, I don't know. I put my faith in it.
Yeah.
And now it's in the ocean.
I trusted the United States Postal Service,
And they
it's
let
done
me
wrong.
down.
Be my Burger Queen. Good questions.
Skip it to
well,
beat toilet.
Yeah, actually.
Oh wait, I prepared a segment.
Give it a
Not really.
What the fuck?
I did, but
Oh.
it was the very easy preparation. I said a couple weeks ago in the Ideas for Bits chat that we should look at weird "Am I the Asshole" posts and talk about them,
that's
because
right. I forgot
it could
about
make
Okay.
for good conversation.
I would like that.
I
On
like
Reddit,
that too.
"Am I the Asshole" is just like people post stories there and they're like, is that person wrong, or am I wrong, or is everybody
Do I
wrong? And then
fucking
Reddit
suck?
decides. So
The
I was looking
judge,
before
jury,
this one.
and executioner.
I don't think this one is like super crazy, but I was conflicted on the response that Reddit gave, so I wanted to talk to my buddies about it. But I didn't have a lot of time to look. So in the future, if we do keep doing this, if anyone else sees any like fucking batshit insane "Am I the asshole" posts or like other debate Reddit shit, send it to us because I feel like that could be fun. But so this one I sorted by new, so it's like more of a it's like there's only like 10 comments on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say don't search top of all time and send us like this is a cool post.
People have probably done that one.
We want something like interesting and niche, not something everybody has already seen.
I'd say new or controversial might pull up good ones.
Yeah.
So the title is "Am I the asshole for threatening to call the police on my brother for trying to force me to babysit his daughter?"
What the fuck?
All right.
Okay.
All right, my good man, proceed.
Go ahead.
29 male, have a brother.
That's me.
27 male.
Okay.
That's Andrew,
That's me.
who has a 4-year-old daughter. His daughter's
That's not
mom
me.
died in childbirth, and he's been raising her alone ever since.
Jesus Christ.
Recently, he asked me if I could babysit her for the night so he could go on a date for the first time in 4 years. I refused because simply I don't want to babysit.
To put it simply, I don't wanna.
If I had to really reach inside myself, no, I don't want to do that.
I thought about it and nah.
I did some self-searching and praying.
My brother,
God.
and he said, "Fuck that kid,"
no.
but don't actually. That's what the priests do.
Fuck that kid.
You gotta leave
Take
him for
to
them.
church. Yeah.
Fucking, my brother kept insisting, saying that he's really tight with money and he can't pay for a babysitter, but I kept refusing it. However, one day at around 7 p.m., I suddenly heard a small child knocking on my front door, and there was my niece with my brother nowhere to be found, just standing on my front porch. I let her in my room, and then I started calling him multiple times. He wouldn't pick up on for any of my calls. After half an hour, I ended up sending him a message that if he doesn't come back in 15 minutes, then I'll report him to the police for child endangerment.
I'll kill his child.
And it's still child endangerment.
But
I don't know where that thought was going.
But it is.
It's like he knew I would do that.
He knew I would kill her.
He came back after 20 minutes. Luckily for him, I didn't call the police yet, but I was going to. He was absolutely
So
furious with
badass.
me and started berating me in front of his daughter, but eventually I forced him to leave my house with my niece. However, afterwards, he kept giving me messages about how I failed him as a brother and her as an uncle, and that it proved that I don't care about my niece and see her as a burden. He even said that I didn't allow him his night of fun, which he hasn't had in 4 years, and he hasn't had sex since the death of his past wife. But I messaged him that is not.
Hopefully before.
The night of her passing.
Doc, just one more time, man. Just one more time.
She's already dilated, Doc.
She's still warm, Doc.
Yeah, that was the fight.
Jesus Christ.
Rigor Mortis hasn't set in, Doc. Let me in there.
Rick and Morty hasn't set in yet,
Rick and
Doc.
Morty hasn't set in, Doc.
I
Let me
messaged
pickle
him.
my cock in there.
I messaged him that
pickle my
last
Rick.
thing is his problem, not mine. So he needs to figure it out instead of pinning on his own instead of pining on me against my will. Oh, okay. However, this only got him to send me even more venomous messages. My boyfriend thinks I'm acting like an asshole and that I should have taken care of my niece for the night, and he easily could have helped. Am I the asshole for not having sympathy for my brother's situation and not wanting to babysit his daughter? Before we
Yes.
get into it,
Sorry.
Am I the asshole?
you're good. Reddit says absolutely not the asshole because he endangered his daughter by leaving her on the door.
What?
They said they're basically saying you're kind of a dick, but him just leaving his daughter on a doorstep shows that he's a psycho. Now, I was like, okay, but your brother's wife died and he's a single father raising a girl all alone, and you're 29 and have nothing better to do than babysit, and you're just like, but I don't want to babysit.
But I
I
don't
don't
want to.
want
Yeah, I was
do
gonna
it.
say like you're both kind of the asshole.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, like
I feel
him dropping her off was like kind of a reckless move to do for a dad.
it's kind of crazy. That's kind of wild.
That does throw a twist into the thing because before that it
does.
was like 100% you're a fucking huge cunt. But
Yeah.
also,
he also used her very immediately in the text of like, you don't care. He's using his daughter as like a bargaining chip,
Yeah.
which seems.
But if you hadn't
Not
fucked in
great.
4 years,
it's also he's trying
He's
to.
trying to get some pussy. I mean,
come on.
Dude, I can imagine what that'd
We
be
got
like
pussy on the brain.
losing your partner and the mother of your child to
losing
like,
your whole.
losing the. Yeah. Damn, Andrew, you're on thin ice today, brother. If you lost your gas to the lottery of life and fucking for the first time in like 4 years, you might have found something in your brother. It's just like
his gash.
I don't want to.
And let's make it clear. The brother mentioned having a boyfriend.
Let me be clear.
Yes, and that
So
definitely.
he's gay.
So not only are you the asshole, you're going.
You're
to
also
hell.
affront to
you're
God.
not. You're not only the asshole, but you probably like asshole because you're gay.
Am I the asshole in parentheses, which I love?
which I love deeply. I like giving it kisses.
What if that was his response? Like everyone's like, "Yeah, bro, you're the fucking asshole." And he's like, well, I'm gay,
He goes,
so I like it.
I just couldn't believe that like everyone was saying like basically without context that like it's like yeah what you did sucked but like he obviously took it too far and that absolves you of all wrong and you're not an asshole. I was just like but
Redditors are the most like this is good and this is bad. There is no no
binary
nuance. It's good or bad.
Yeah,
That's it.
and if
There's
you're
absolutely
badder
zero
than
nuance.
bad, then bad is good because good is gooder than bad and bad is badder than bad.
And I know what I'm talking about because I have a
Exactly.
lot of karma.
And I know what I'm talking about because I've never been in a
Specifically
situation
comment karma.
even somewhat similar to this.
I've
I
never
don't have a
I read
brother
a
or
book
a
once.
niece, but
or a girlfriend or anyone in my life who loves me.
but let's
Speaking
say,
as
No
an
one would
only
ever,
child
no one would
orphan.
ever, no one would ever trust me around a child or give me, even if I did have a brother, he would never let me babysit them alone. But
Due to prior
Also, while
As
I'm
an only child.
Also, while I'm at it, this woman does not belong on old school cool. Okay, just
TLDR, I'm a pet and you're an asshole.
also,
But yes.
if anyone is looking for a babysitter, please email me at.
I need work.
babysitting.com.
At Jewel Thief.
Tony the Jewel Thief
Tony
and
the
also
Jewel Thief.
babysitter.org Gmail.
There's like
Dot
one of
Reddit.
those like fake like Twitter accounts that like fucking conservatives set up trying to be like pretend to be trans people, like try and
Oh,
stoke
yeah.
fire.
Yeah.
What the hell? Look at what they're doing now. Oh, babysitting.
They have like 6 followers.
Yeah. They got 6 followers and one tweet with 0 likes. It's like, it's real.
The liberals are coming for
I bet she has blue hair and student loan debt.
And not even for a
Typical
good
liberal.
degree.
This is Biden's America, this Twitter account. Honestly, definitely the asshole, but yeah, I gotta agree. The fucking leaving your kid, your 4-year-old child
Yeah, just dumping your
unsupervised.
Yeah, I
child.
think-
like,
yeah.
That is fucked up as hell.
That's pretty
I think it's
crazy.
like you and your brother are both insane, and your parents also probably
Yeah.
suck because you're both fucking
Exactly.
weirdos.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
you're both very self-absorbed,
Yeah.
very clearly.
So I
Yeah.
think the real winner is the guy's dead fucking wife because she escaped the situation altogether.
she pieced out.
She's watching from heaven. She's watching from heaven, like watching him walk away and just leave his daughter fucking at the front door, and like getting into the car with like some fucking random woman. And your daughter's just there, and she's like, "Oh,
well,
there he goes.
There
He
you
used to
go.
hate his
There's the
adorable
last thing
kid.
I left
Staring
behind in
gif.
this world on the front porch of a gay man's house."
Mr. Uncle Guy asks, "Am I the asshole? My brother left me his daughter."
Because you're a fan
Mr.
of
Gay
us?
Uncle
No.
Man.
Actually, I have a question for the fellas, if I may. I meant to put this in talking points, but I totally forgot. So this
Well, please
this
put
is a
it in the
Q&A from
questions
me
chat
specifically, and then you guys can What is the worst lie you guys ever told?
Can I ask a second question after we're done with this round? Because I also have a question for the guys.
Yes.
Okay.
This is the Beef Boys questions round.
And then we'll
Which
and then
is
we'll let the
basically just talking points.
This is just us talking.
Yeah. Well, can I explain why I bring this up? Because this is something I never told anybody, because specifically because it's like the most embarrassing thing I've ever done in my entire life. And like this happened so long ago, and I can't. It's like one of those, like, you have those memories where you're like, man, like it'll pop in your brain and you'll just like feel like fucking disgusting, and you just like
that's
you cringe.
like that story I told on the mountain.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah. Well, are you trying to break into your parents' home for pussy or something?
Yeah,
your girlfriend's parents.
Yeah.
You tried to fuck your girlfriend's dad with a fucking.
And he was a bad lay.
Yo,
am I the asshole?
The asshole.
I fucked my girlfriend's dad and now he's gay.
And I've ruined their family.
Her family is in ruins.
And then me and my gay boyfriend wouldn't babysit our niece for my brother-in-law who died or whatever the fuck.
So when this is right after 9/11, right? This is like
a great
immediately after 9/11.
Any story.
Yeah.
Great job.
They were asking me if I was on the plane. I swear, I swore that I wasn't. But little did they know.
Smoke is in the air.
I was in the plane. I was the plane. So this was right
jumped
after
out when I was
9/11.
in the classroom that George Bush was reading fucking Dr. Seuss to before he found out that the second tower had fallen.
Stories.
If I was in the freaking plane, I would jump out and land in a tree in Central Park and live.
Redditors be like, anyway,
Spider-Man.
so I remember I remember our teacher was like trying to explain to us what just happened, because this is right after 9/11, so I was in elementary school.
When you say right after, you mean like the day after? Or
yeah,
like
well, this was like
the hour after.
It might have been like the next day.
Sure.
I don't fully remember. I know it was like around 9/11, so probably like the day after 9/11.
Yeah,
but I remember the teacher explaining what just happened, right? Like explaining people died and blah, blah, blah. And for some weird fucking reason, and I still to this day do not know why I said this, but I said my grandpa was on the plane and he died.
Oh my God. That's exactly what I expected, but still, that is fucking insane.
Yeah. And it was definitely like my child brain trying to be like, oh, now everyone's gonna like me, and like everyone's gonna.
That is such a child brain thing.
Really bad.
Yeah, it is, and like I as a child, I was like, oh, they're not gonna fact check this, right? Like, cool, I'm fucking instant popularity. Everyone's gonna know me as the kid with a dead 9/11 relative.
No.
And listen, I love my abuelito. He's still alive and kicking. All right, he did not die.
Can you please go to New York and jump off a building into the pile of rubble, Grandpa? Please,
I can't look
Grandpa,
like a liar.
please.
Take some pictures of your dead fucking corpse.
Just lie here in the Family Guy death pose and let me take pictures.
So you smash the 9/11 Lego set around him and make him lie on the ground in the Peter Griffin death pose.
A little fog machine going.
Yeah.
So fucking I thought that was the end of it, and I remember getting home from school and my mom was fucking furious with me because the teacher had actually called my house to give her condolences, because obviously this was like a big deal. It was fucking 9/11.
I'm so sorry about your father.
Dude,
what do you mean?
She was so fucking mad.
He blew
and
up.
like
He was in the plane.
And it's like one of those things like I always think about, but I never want to talk about it in like a comedic manner because I am still embarrassed about it. But like obviously I was a child. I was like I don't even fucking know. I was like 7 years old, 6 or 7 years old. Yeah. So it was like whatever. But like I don't know. I kept thinking about it. I was like I got to bring this up to the boys and see what if they have any goofy ass lies they told.
Did the teacher bring it up, like, obviously once she found out for your mum that it wasn't real, did she bring it up the next day, or did she pull you aside and be like, hey, so what the fuck was that? Like,
you know what? I vaguely remember there being no mention of it afterwards.
Yeah.
But
even she probably was cringing at it. Like,
I think so.
One of my kids. Yeah, like, I can't, it's not, there's no reason for me to address this. That's just so uncomfortable.
Yeah, just this dumb fucking kid. Yeah. But yeah, that's my worst lie I ever told.
I'm still trying to.
That's
think.
a good one. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I've definitely lied about fucked up shit. I'm trying to pull one.
Yeah, same.
This, I don't know if this is an interesting tidbit.
I lied to God.
Andrew lore. Well, that's the thing. My like real lying wouldn't start till like high school, late high school, because I was such a like little good Christian boy. I would tell on myself if I lied sometimes to my parents. Like I would straight up rat myself out.
I
told the teacher my grandpa died in 9/11.
I rat myself out the first time I watched porn because I felt so guilty.
You did?
Yeah, I told my mom.
What?
Dude, I ratted. This is so embarrassing. In the Doplex, we're joining hands in embarrassing story. Joplex, we're joining hands here. I ratted myself out to my father on the way to school for having
was a
impure thoughts.
Brother.
Oh my god.
Because that is like not a you're not supposed to do that as a Christian. You're not supposed to think about it. I'd be like, Dad, I'm really struggling with. Like I wasn't in trouble. My dad wasn't like, well, you're terrible. He would just be like, well, that's normal.
He opened the door and kicked you out while you were driving.
Yeah, he opened the door at 55 miles an hour. That's
why I have to wear that helmet.
Exploded out the back of my head.
Wait, what were the impure thoughts? Like, did you tell him what they were? Or did you just like blanket statement?
No,
impure
I didn't
thoughts?
I didn't go into detail of like I was like thinking about how big my penis would get if this girl looked at me right now. I was just like
titties
I'm
and
really
nipples,
struggling
Dad.
with sexual thoughts, Father.
Father, my dear.
Dad, we just drove past a golden retriever, and I thought, what if his penis was big and red, and I liked it, and I put it in my mouth.
And I put it in my mouth, and it cummed a little.
Your dad just crashes into a tree and kills you both. It's just like, what the fuck else am I supposed to do when someone says that to me?
Well, son.
Well, just the most fucked up impure
Well, son,
thoughts.
have you considered
like in full
Have you
detail.
considered the semi-truck?
Yeah.
Good grave. Good lord.
Oh god.
I've definitely go ahead. Sorry, go.
Oh no, yeah. I was just, well, I guess first of all, I told myself for watching porn. That wasn't a lie, though. That was true. But it was like mum went out and I had the house to myself for like the first time and whatever, and I was like, porn. I looked it up and I didn't even like jerk off or anything. I just looked at it for like 5 minutes and I was like, and then I like turned it off, and then when she came back, I told her, and it was the same thing as Andrew's dad. She was just like, well, you're starting to get curious about these things.
Yeah.
But, I might have even told the story before. The only one I can think of that's like really embarrassing and sort of the same manner as Doflex's thing is I was in this World of Warcraft guild that I really liked. Like even when it was really chill. And one day someone in the guild chat was like, oh, where's such and such? I haven't heard of like from them in a few days or something. And I was I don't know why. I just wanted to be funny. So I was like, oh, they got in a car accident. And they're in the hospital and everyone was like, oh my God, really? And I immediately was like, oh no. And I just said, no, sorry. And then everyone was really mad at me and I quit.
Oh my
it's funny
god!
Like nowadays, that's such like a standard joke to make. You know,
that's like a
because I remember in like middle school, like if someone wasn't there that day, be like, oh, they died, and it'll be like, it's funny because he's not actually dead.
I think it's because I was 13 and like probably half the people in that guild were like 28 or something. You know, like they just so like
wait, hold on, but they still believed you.
Well, they didn't know how old I was. Like I was in it, but I wasn't like, I didn't like hang out with them or whatever.
Yeah.
I just talked to them on occasion. I was like, these people are nice. And then just out of the blue, this guy they've like talked to like 5 times. It's just like, they died.
Just taking this teenager's word as gospel.
It wasn't even like it wasn't even like a goofy like, they died. It was like a really legitimate like, they're in a car crash. Like it was like a really plausible thing that could have happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not the worst lie for sure, but it's one of the ones that stick out when I think about some shit.
Yeah, I can't think of too much.
Damn.
As far as lying goes.
Yeah, I can't think. I've definitely lied like maliciously and shittily before, but I can't think of any of them. But one lie, another stupid lie, like a child lie that I did that I always think about that's like funny to me is, so I was probably like 6 I was probably like 8 and my older sister was like 11 or 12. So she's like a middle schooler, like going through puberty and like she has her first boyfriend and shit. But I'm still like, I like baseball. I like football. I like Halo. I like Legos. I like grass. I like
and I like weed.
Yes.
Like grass.
So I'm just like, I'm still just like a fucking like bundle of goo. Like there's nothing really going on. But my sister's like all fucking everything's serious, and she has her first boyfriend, and she's not talking to my parents or anything. Like just being a fucking teenager. But I was watching the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and it was the episode where fucking Urkel comes on, but the whole joke is like he isn't Urkel. He's like the coolest, most suave, sexy motherfucker in the fucking world. Yeah. And then him and Ashley like drive up to at one point. Him and Ashley drive up. She's like, you know, she's like 17 or some shit, and he's like back from college, and he's like, Ashley, we should make love. And then she's like, no, I don't want to have sex because I'm not a whore or something. And then, but he keeps saying like, we should make love. And I didn't know what make love. I thought make love like meant kiss. So I went up to I ran up to my mom and I was like, Mom, insert sister's name here is making love with her boyfriend, insert male name here. And she was like, what? Not really. She didn't like freak out, but she was like, "What?" Oh my! But she was like an 8th grader, so my mom was like, "What? What do you mean? What the?" I was like, she made love, and I heard her say that she made love. Oh god! But I thought it just meant kiss. So, but then my mom like confronts her about it, and she's like talking to her. She's like, I didn't even know you had a boyfriend. Like, you didn't even tell us. And now James told us that he heard you say this, this, and this. And then my sister's like crying, and she's like, "It's not. I don't know why you would say that. I've been in the den the whole day. I haven't even been near him. I didn't do any of that. He's lying." And then my whole family's like freaking out and shit. And then my mom was like, "James, what exactly did you overhear?" And I was like, I was watching Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and Urkel was from Family Matters was on, and he said, I'm like crying at this point, and everyone's upset. And then I admitted it, and then everyone was like, bro, you're just fucking so stupid. I hate you. I was like, yeah, that's true. I am stupid.
That's a good lie.
Oh man,
yeah.
Funny.
I guess the only probably lie I've told recently I can think of is that I don't actually think a lot of that phone that we sprayed was good, clean fun. It was not. It was. It was good and it was fun, but I don't know if it was very clean in retrospect.
It was
But
not
thinking back
clean.
on it, I don't know how clean it was.
But the first,
left a
the other
weird
two
yellow
adjectives were
semen.
definitely.
It was good
shadow
and
on
fun,
everything.
It was
good
good
and
and
fun.
fun.
It was absolutely
So it was
good
2
and
out of
fun.
3 ain't
It's good
bad.
fun.
And it was
But not-
it
it's
was
not
cleaner
necessarily
than
clean.
some good fun.
That's true. We could have been using spray
true.
paint. So,
That's true. Yeah, actually, yeah, you're fucking lucky, Andrew.
Yeah.
All right, real quick, we can
Andrew,
do a
what
speed
was
run of
your-
this because I don't
yeah.
want to.
Oh,
I don't want to take up too much. Do you guys have any irrational vulnerability fears? And I'll explain that just so you
Okay.
understand.
Yeah.
Like things, whether you're on the toilet, you're taking a shower, you're busting it down sexual style, just
Oh, sure.
things that you do normally where you're kind of in a more vulnerable position
Yes.
than normal, and you have an irrational, like, you do something differently because you think, or like you check behind the curtain to make sure that no one's behind. Just shit like that. Do you guys
Yeah.
have anything? Because I have one that always makes me laugh when I do it, but I can't help but do it.
What is it?
Every single time.
What is it, Andrew?
So I'll start.
Tell us.
So every time I shower, and especially with this one, because we got some good water pressure in the shower, I'd
You guys
be
have-
bending
you guys
over.
do have good water
I'd be
pressure.
spreading, and it'd be boom. I'm cleaning my asshole.
Yeah,
right?
that's a great
I'm getting
feeling.
that shit
The
clean.
water's coming out of
Spick
his
and
mouth
span.
like a fountain. Like the water comes in the ass and out the
exactly.
mouth.
It's
And
going
he's like,
through his intestines.
I shampoo my hair beforehand. I bend over and I make it go up on top, and then I wash my hair like
Yeah,
this.
no,
so
he's
great.
he's like one of those little fucking those fountains of like a little boy peeing, you know?
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
goes
I'm just-
into his
You're
ass
like
and out his
really
penis.
adamant about getting like 5 of those for your place. Like, you really like
Yeah, I have them all over.
you're like you're
They're all around my house.
you
I
said
have
you
one
just
in my
spec-
bedroom.
You just special order them because you said you went to Home Depot and they only had the ones without the penis.
Yeah, I had to ask him to glue the penis on for me.
Like, why was that like such a crucial part for you?
Hey, aesthetics, man. What can I say? You know,
It's a 90s thing.
I
it's
like
a
what I
90s
like.
thing.
What can I say?
boy penis.
All right, so back to the
Back to
snap back
spray
to reality.
also.
back to
there goes
boy penis.
gravity.
I can't remember when I heard this, but forever ago,
Big
my
guys.
mom was
Big
telling
guys.
some. I think we were talking about just like haunted houses or like
Yeah.
just spooky shit just for the hell of
Spooky
it.
time.
My mom brought up some story she had heard of like this woman who lived in a house and a demon was like sexually abusing them. That was the story that got told to the newspapers and anything. And obviously, when I spread my ass to the shower, I'm not going to get butt fucked by a demon. But I can't help but think about it every single time. Is this the time I spread and just get entered? And I'm like,
by a demon.
Yeah, imagine one night you're showering, you're doing your usual, you're spreading your butt cheeks, and then you feel a little, it's like a little,
yeah,
you feel a little bit of pressure back there. You turn on, nobody's back there, but then you feel full insertion.
And I'm like, no. I press my hands up against the shower.
Nature.
You're like Tom Holland in that movie where he plays a gay guy.
Tom Holland,
yeah.
Me, but there's nobody behind me. It's just me, like,
Andrew falls in love.
Oh no! Stop!
Stop it!
The demons are in my ass.
Demons are coming in my ass.
Give me my ass.
Anyway,
that's mine.
That's a beautiful story. Thank
That's
you.
a good one. Yeah,
I have a lot of those.
Me
too.
When I was a kid,
let's hit it. I want to hear some funny ones.
When I was a kid, I couldn't close my eyes in pools or the bathtub because I thought if I did, Jaws would like spawn in and kill me. I thought like if I went in the pool and closed my eyes, I would open them and just 25-foot Jaws would be in the pool and kill me.
Yeah,
and I couldn't overcome it. Like I could not even convince myself to close my eyes in underwater. I have no idea why. But also now, I have shit like when I go to the bathroom, I have to take a wad of toilet paper and rub under the lip of the bowl to make sure there's no spiders there. And then like I slap all under and behind the toilet to knock all the bugs away in case there's bugs, but there's never bugs. But I slap the whole toilet all over and behind it. Just to make sure there's no bugs, and then
James squatting in his bathroom.
No, literally every
like
time.
A ceremony every time. Just
it's every single time. and then I have to flush it, and then put another wad of toilet paper above the drain so a snake can't come up the drain and bite me.
That's so
every
nice.
single time I go to the bathroom.
I mean,
Gus Johnson talked about that fear on Gus and Eddie back in the day. And I remember his fear was specifically spiders. And then I saw a story of like somebody getting their ass bit by a snake in the toilet. So I just posted it to his subreddit, and he responded. He's like, "Why would you?
Why would you share this?"
I do that here when like the few times I've had to do yard work, but I think it's a bit more justified. Not saying that you're not justified, but like
no, I'm not.
But like if I have like you put on gloves, like work gloves to do stuff in the yard, like you stomp on them first just to make sure anything in there is not in there anymore.
Oh, dude, I do that all the time with like gloves from not here as much because we don't have as many bugs like that crawl into things.
Yeah.
But back home, if we had work gloves, I would always like turn them inside out.
Turn them so that you fucking smash them.
Yeah. I do that all the time when I get takeout. I put it on the ground and I stomp all over it to make sure there's no bugs in it.
Flat. Make sure there's no freaking
just to make
bugs.
sure.
That's
what the USPS is doing to your headstock.
That probably is what they're doing.
Flattening it out.
Yeah.
I've had a few for a wee while now. I think the most irrational one is the fucking when you close a mirror and you're worried there's gonna be something behind you. I don't alter my behavior because of it, but it always freaks me out. I'm like, this is gonna be the time, and there's never anyone. Ever since like COVID, I've had like I lock the front door with like a tea towel in my hand or like using my shirt like this because like in COVID it was like you had to like when you come home you had to wash your hands to get all the fucking COVID sauce off you, and the first thing I do when I come home would be to like lock the door or whatever. So I lock the door with my raw COVID hand, then go and wash my hands and shit. Sorry, I should clarify. If I lock it a second time, like you check it's locked before you go to bed or whatever. I've now cleaned, my hands are clean, they've got no more COVID sauce on them, so I use a fucking tea towel. So that was all that through COVID, and then we got Mr. Chips, and I don't really care about COVID anymore because it's not real. And
it's fake now.
Yeah, it's not real anymore. But now I take his litter out, which means I have to like I lock the door with my feces fingers now because I picked the raw shit up in my hand. No, I use the.
Well, you lick them first, and then
yeah.
Oh,
But I
yeah.
still felt I'm like handling the bag and stuff, so I'm like, okay, now the lock is dirty from the bag.
Yeah, and then you
so
open. Then you personally open the bag and release all the feces
sift
juice
through.
again, and then dump it into the fucking thing and get all the shit everywhere.
I do.
That probably doesn't help.
That doesn't
not
help,
spread
to
the
be honest.
feces.
So I still do that. But then the last one I do is for the longest time I've been irrationally afraid of elevators cutting me in half.
Alligators?
Who?
Elevators.
Oh,
Elevators. Oh.
You know, like I'm terrified there's gonna be that
really
moment that,
scared
like,
of these
when
big monsters.
when you step between like the threshold between the
Yeah.
the landing.
Yeah, no, yeah,
and the
yeah.
thing.
That is
I'm
fucking
terrified,
I do
terrifying.
I'm
think
terrified
about
the
that a
cable's
lot.
gonna
Yeah.
cut and it's gonna cut me perfectly down the middle. Like I'm gonna get jammed in between this
Yeah.
moving thing. So like
It's
I
gonna
always
perfectly take. You're gonna.
yeah. So every time I do a little hop, just so I'm in between the two for the least amount of time.
Yeah.
My mum had a really weird one when like all the time when I was growing up, she was always really worried about like escalators for some reason. Like she would still use them, but she always had
probably because of Final Destination.
Yeah.
no. She's had
In,
it
like,
like
the
the fantasy since
first
she was
one.
like a kid.
Those little
Like,
teeth that eat.
Oh,
you.
okay.
but she just
They
like,
scared me too.
She always needed to
They
have someone
kind of
like
make
in
me
front
nervous.
of
I'm not
her.
gonna lie.
Like she just
Yeah.
needed
Yeah.
someone in front of her. I don't know. It just made her feel comfortable. Like she couldn't see the bottom or something. I don't know. But she's just
Dude,
always
I've witnessed a woman getting her toe ripped off on an escalator
oh
before.
Jesus.
Like at
Oh
a mall.
my god.
I mean, I didn't see it happen. I saw the aftermath, but like ever since then, escalators do freak me out.
Yeah, I saw
So,
guys a kid
definitely
get a
don't blame
shoelace stuck in it, but like, he just like freaked out and then like took his shoe off as fast as possible and like fell over. So
Oh.
nothing really happened, but I was like,
Yeah.
why do we use
That's
this?
terrifying.
Father, why do we use these?
Father
If
Lord.
anything goes wrong, it can just suck you in and turn you into flat.
Yeah, you get
That's
put
the
into
Why do we
you get
use
turned
that?
into a
Crazy.
Chinese live leak video so quick on
Yeah,
these fucking
like
videos.
why am I on
Well,
this?
that's the thing. I've
Yeah.
seen so many videos of like crowded escalators breaking, and then it's just a giant pile up of human beings, and it's like fucking 15 people died in
Yeah.
escalator
They
accidents.
just
Like,
get sucked in.
You know what I think it is? I think it's because we haven't like upgraded escalator technology because they've always been the same. It's always just been like the fucking teeth
Escalator
and those
takes
hard metal
rain
steps that
behind
go in. Like I feel like
Yeah.
if we did like something else, you know, like I don't know. I feel like you could invent a better escalator, but we just haven't.
yeah, why is the top little grate
new
part where
invented
the
better mousetrap.
the top part where the stairs go in is like literally serrated like a cheese grater.
Exactly.
It's like,
Yeah,
why,
that's what I
why
mean.
can we make it smooth
It's
as the
made
first
to
step?
eat you up.
Can we make it
'cause
smooth and more flat? That
the
might
smooth
help.
ones
Nothing that
actually
can
more
grip you.
Maybe the
Yeah.
smooth one's more dangerous because then it's like you know currently it's like the cheese grater, like there's lots of little holes, but if you had it smooth maybe it would be like the big single slice cheese grater, and so you just get like sheared into it or something.
Yeah, but I mean, if they're going in flat, you know, if you tighten up that little gap and you make it smooth, then nothing can get in there. You know?
But then if there's two flat surfaces coming together, there's like a very sharp point of like entry, I imagine. I don't know.
What if they made Harry Potter Hogwarts stairs?
What if they made Harry
There
Potter
you
real?
go.
Yeah.
See, now that would work.
Well, they do have, I have seen like I guess the hot new thing in elevated escalator tech is like where it's just those like travelators at the airport. They're pretty much like that.
Oh,
yeah,
where it's
the
just like
straight
ones.
there's no specific stairs and it's a much gentler incline. But it's
Yeah.
Those are like
it's just
those are like
goes
fucking
down.
It's
real
more
life
space,
speed
I
boosts.
guess.
Yeah.
It's just the human version of that's the thing at the grocery store where you put your groceries.
Yeah,
in.
like
exactly.
conveyor
Yeah,
belts.
you just
Yeah.
fucking roll on down.
Wait,
Yeah.
Okay.
what if they made an
Wait.
escalator but it didn't move and you just walk down it?
Imagine that. That'd be
Okay.
fucking crazy.
They
Holy
should,
shit.
they should
That'd
do
be
that.
fucking
I was just,
crazy.
dude, I was just thinking in my head when you guys were talking. I was like, what if they made the escalator so you got onto it and then it turned around and then you went down it? But I was like, wait, it doesn't need to turn around. That's just stairs. You can just walk. You can just continue to
You
walk
can
down
turn
it.
around.
It doesn't need
Guys,
to
I'm
move.
having a brain blast.
What if we brought
You all heard of
ladders back?
stairs.
What if we had ladders and moves?
Ladders would be fun as hell.
Yeah, ladders would be sick.
Just like people fucking clambering up like 10 Gucci bags.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say I definitely have a lot of like irrational fears, but that's only just because I'm a very fucking anxiety-ridden fucking wreck of a human being. So I feel like I have a lot of those things. Like, for example, if Sabrina and I go anywhere, I'm like so fucking persistent that she walks on the inside because I do not want her to get hit by a car. Like, if she even steps like on the side where the cars are coming, I will stop walking. I'll push her into them. I will stop walking. I will grab her and I will just like physically move her to my side because I just it gives me anxiety just thinking of like a car coming.
Typical man not letting the woman do what she wants.
Interesting.
You walk where I want you to walk, bitch.
You think she's capable of looking out for cars? Interesting. No, I get that too. There's like an intersection near me where like it's just a normal intersection, but it's like I guess a highway kind of one, like a the cars go like not city street speeds, whatever. And I'm always terrified that like while I'm sitting on the curb, standing on the curb, waiting to go, that one of them's just gonna like veer off into me. Yeah. To the point where like I'll always make sure there's like a fucking pole between me and the car.
Same. I never stand close to the fucking curb if I'm waiting to cross the street. I'll stand like 15 feet back at like the nearest storefront or something. Know. I also have a lot of ones where it's like I feel like my short-term memory is getting worse and worse like every year, and like I like lock my front door and then I immediately turn around and can't remember if I locked my door. And I'll like go back like 7 or 8 times in a row and lock my door.
Do that,
and
I'll
like keep locking my car and going back like dozens of times to keep locking my car because I'm like, did I just lock my car? But it's like it's not like hours later. It's like instantly. It's like I'll turn around and be like, wait, did I just lock my car? And then I'll lock my car, and then I'll turn back around, and then I'll turn back around and lock my car. And now it's like I feed my cats, and I'm trying to figure out where my cats are. And they'll be eating, and I'll look at both of them, and then I'll turn around and be like, wait, were both my cats there? And I'll look at them, and then I'll turn around and be like, wait. Was that both my cats? And I'll look at it like, wait, did they? yeah. It's just like, why can't I remember that I just did something?
Yeah.
What happened with that?
I do that.
I'm pretty bad too,
time.
especially like terrified of leaving the elements on or whatever. Especially now that we've got a cat at home, it's like I don't want him to get hurt. But never have. But I know some people take photos of like their ovens when they go out. Like just to like, okay, this is the state I left the house in. You can verify. Like, yes, all the elements are off. So maybe that might help. If it ever.
That's interesting.
If it ever,
I like that.
If you're lying in bed, you don't have to be like, motherfucker, I need to get up and check this shit.
I take a picture of my cats eating, and I'm like, okay, they'll be there for the next 8 hours.
They'll be there for
both. Okay, they both are there.
Gone.
No. How did they move?
They're in the picture. The amount of times I've wished that we could just FaceTime Mr. Chips just to be like, "You're good."
You're all good. He's like, "Yeah, man,
you good, bro."
Get him like a collar with one of those like selfie necklace sticks on, and you can just have you just have like a phone like 3 inches from his face at all times that you can tap into. Yeah, and it's got like that angle that Andrew uses to make himself look bald. And it like stretches the fuck out of Mr. Chip's face. So you can just always tap in, and it's just like the most fucking weird angle of Mr. Chips.
Yeah. That'd be cool. We should put a GoPro on it.
We should.
Yo.
Put one of those 360 ones on it so it like
put a Google Maps car
it up.
Google Maps cat.
Google Maps car.
Yeah, just maps out every nook and cranny of our house.
Yeah. Should we do questions? Are we running over now?
What if we did one?
Let's do exactly one.
Before we do that one question though.
Oh no! The Merchoids are attacking Taco Bell in 5! Quick! Seek shelter inside the Beef Bell!
Hey, it's me, Chub, leader of the Merchoids. You don't buy stuff, I'll fucking kill you.
Quick! Find some fucking merchandise to give in to their wishes before they sodomize us all!
Man, I'm so glad I bought merch from Beef.land. Now the Merchoids have agreed to let me go, and they're giving me a timeshare in the Florida Keys. They said they're only giving this deal to me, which I thought was kind of weird.
Look at this design! And this one! And these! Buy now at Beef.land! And Beef.football! And stop the Merchoids from destroying Taco Bell in 5!
Feel the running out. Catch me now, you come around. Flashing after time, these moments, all the light I found. Optical reality, it captures me. I'm not listening to you under the prophecy. Tell me what it means to you.
So these designs are gone for good. Comply or be dealt with.
Go buy that BeefBoys merch before it's gone now.
1 week.
Go
And
buy it.
Bought our
If anyone
merch.
buys the $1,111
and 11
Family Guy-
cents.
and 11 cents
Family
Family
Guy
Guy yoga mat will
yoga
personally
mat.
record you a thank you message.
If
Yeah,
you
and-
don't
and we'll take it
Family
down.
Guy,
Yeah, I think
then I
that's going to be a
see
one
you
of one.
again.
That's like
If you buy
I'm doing yoga on a
if you buy the Family Guy mat, you can come to Texas with us and we'll give you Doplex's address.
I wouldn't say that.
It's
I
true.
don't
We'll
know
dox
about that.
Doplex.
I don't know. Do you guys have any? Because I asked one, Andrew asked one, but those are just kind of ours.
I just had a
So
question.
if you guys have one, you want to that you
I just had a
like
question
from
that someone asked from Lil Insulin. Shout out Lil Insulin.
Lil
I thought this was a funny
Insulin?
one. Who is your nightmare guest? Someone you don't want to have on
I
Beef,
saw
but
that
would
one.
make an entertaining episode.
Oh, that's funny.
Okay,
That's a
yeah,
good
that is a
question.
good question.
Yeah. Listen, I'm the type of fella who I feel like having a nightmare guest would be funny. Like, if we got, like, I don't know, somebody like Shoe Nice on, or like, just like some, wacky character.
I don't know if he could talk for an hour and a half, though. Like,
But
I don't know
that's
if he's
the
got-
thing. It would be funny, like,
Sure.
because I'm
Okay,
trying
yeah,
to think of like, just like a really like awful human being that would make for some funny content.
Like fucking Bagel Boss or something.
yeah, something like that.
Bagel
Or
Boss.
Or like the fucking the guy with the Burger
The
King
trumpet
crown.
guy.
or
yeah.
the fucking trumpet guy.
The trumpet guy.
Trumpet
Who the
guy
fuck
would
are
be
you?
fantastic.
Oh, they
the
had
fuck
him
are you?
on, they had him on Come To, or the Adam Freeland show. They actually
Really?
cut
Yeah,
him
they
on,
did have him on the Adam
Oh, that's
Friedland
crazy.
show,
Fuck,
yeah.
that's awesome.
That's
Yeah,
I would
I don't know.
I think it would be fun to have like specifically like a really shitty grifter on that has a funny accent, like Ollie London or some shit, and just like make fun.
yeah.
And like every time they try to speak, just mock them, just like Ollie London, and just see how long they stay for. But just get someone who's like so shitty on that we can be really shitty to them, but everyone will excuse it because they're already shitty, so they deserve it. So like it lets us
should get
almost be
a-
more shitty than anyone would ever like be cool with.
Yeah,
but
that
it's,
would
since it's
be
to a
fun.
shitty person, we can be extra shitty.
And also be fun
Yeah.
just to
We
like
should
fucking,
get fucking dog fucker Steve.
Oh yeah, I've heard this story.
Hey,
It's
boys,
so
invited me
funny.
on. Hey, BeefBoys.
It'd be so
brought
fun to
my
just like
dog.
confuse them too. Like if you had like Ollie London or something, or like you'd be
Yeah.
obviously like the conversation would inevitably drift towards some
Yeah.
like trans stuff, and then you just be like, yeah, so fucking dude, you watch like Netflix, like just
You watch Netflix.
so you just like have these really dry questions in the middle that just like fucking
So,
throw
like,
them off.
So like, what's your favorite way to prepare chicken? You know,
Yeah,
you make a
you
salad
just start
with,
talking
with
about
dressing.
chicken
You got any favorite like end of the grocery list meals that you like making?
What's
right
like your
before you have to go
favorite
grocery shopping
like
again?
snack? You know, like when you're at checkout, you look a little
Like
thing.
which
what do you
which teeth
get?
are you missing? You missing any? teeth?
Yeah. Like when you wash, do you wash your legs or you just let the water get it?
But it's like that like punctuates like a very intense argument like 2 minutes
Yeah.
before.
Yeah, just bleed into that.
I'm just saying like Eric Andre level shit where you hit them out of the nowhere. We're just like, yeah, so fucking
Yeah.
do
I don't give a fuck about
Do you think
baseball.
glass is
What do you
real?
say?
God damn.
Oh, I know who a good nightmare guest to have on would be. They don't have an entertaining bone in their body. Santa decides.
Oh, of course.
A classic meme.
Jake Man.
Fucking buy shirts. Whatever.
Buy shirts 1 week only. But like, leave in the comments below. Like, let's say you're at the fucking grocery store checkout, and like, you know, you see a bunch of candy bars.
You know.
Like, what are you going for? Like, what sounds good on that Tuesday?
That was more than I expected.
Incredible! Nobody can catch you. You're the real